Welcome back to the Nacho Kids Podcast.
Welcome back, folks.
Welcome back. It's bright and early here in South Carolina.
I know, finally in the 70s.
Finally.
Yes.
And then we're jumping to 95. Like, bam.
Not quite, but yeah, it's supposed to be in the 80s by the end of the week.
Yay.
In March. Ooh, I'm loving it. But yeah, it'll probably snow again. Who knows, man?
All right. So, of course, I never tell you what we're going to talk about
Of course you don't.
because I like to surprise you.
Of course you do.
So, let's talk about when a step parent posts in the Facebook group, because I've seen this recently,
Okay.
that they think the step kids should move out when they're 18.
Oh, really?
Now, I think instantly when I read that is one, either they don't have children of their own.
Okay.
Two, they have children of their own, but they're a lot older and they moved out at 18.
Okay.
So, you're
Or their kid's a lot younger and they haven't hit 18 yet. And so it's often the case where the oldest or older kid has expectations that the younger kids don't have.
Yeah, the step parent places expectations on the older kid than they would on their own younger kid.
Yeah, especially the older step kid.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all follow.
Yeah. Like we said before, it was, in our case, it was, I can't believe that you or my mom is fixing a 15-year-old boy at breakfast in the morning. He's capable of doing it himself. And then 5 years later, her kid turns 15 and she's making him breakfast in the morning.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, wait a minute. It was a problem when it was my kids.
Mm-hmm. So we talked about this before. The economy is not the same as it was when we were growing up. When you and I were growing up, it wasn't that difficult financially to move out at 18.
It was easier.
You could work a part-time job full-time. You could work a job at McDonald's full-time and pay rent.
Yeah.
That's not the case now.
No.
So when I read these posts, the first thing I want to reply is, do you have kids of your own? Because 90% of the time they don't.
So they don't have realistic expectations.
Right.
Because of that, really.
Right. And you can't really fault them for that. They just don't understand the relationship that a parent has with a child.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying, a lot of people say, well, you don't have kids of your own, you don't know. I'm not really saying that, but it's kind of true. Until you've lived it, you don't know.
Right. I would say that you don't know how you're going to react or respond to those things.
Right.
I would say sometimes even a parent might not. Because you don't know. You may be thinking, well, my kid turns 18, he's either going to go to college, go to the military, or move out, whatever. Those are your three choices.
Right. Because that's what you live, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But that may not happen. You have no idea the circumstances of life that may come your way, where the kid can't go to college, can't go to the military, and can't move out.
Right.
So what are you going to do?
Kick them out on the street, give them a cardboard box and say, here you go, buddy.
I mean, that is an option.
That's what a step parent would think.
So it really just boils down to, what does the bio parent expect? And what do they want? Because that's what they're going to push for. If they want them out at 18, then they'll push for that, and they'll try to make ways for that to happen. If they don't want them out at 18, then it doesn't really matter what you think, step parent.
Right. But I think also, as a bio parent, you want what's best for your child.
Of course.
So are you going to push them out the door at 18 and then them come back at 20?
No, they'll come back at 18 and a half.
With no money, their credit score, all that stuff.
I mean, for me as a parent, I always felt like one of my jobs was to give my kids a launching pad. Like they should, yeah.
A launch.
Whatever, launching pad, whatever. Anyway, they should be able to go out into the world better than I was able to. You know, hopefully they'll have a leg up in everything better than I had, and then they'll give their kids something better than they had, and so on and so forth. But that's not something that you can always do.
Right.
And it's not because of you. It could be the kids like, I just don't want it.
Yeah. They might not be ready.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of kids at 18 or 17 when they're getting ready to graduate. A lot of times when kids are getting ready to graduate high school, they don't know what they want to do with their life.
Right.
And that is proven by the fact that a small percentage of people actually use the degree they went to school for.
Oh yeah, they don't have a clue.
Right. So that's a lot of pressure to put on a kid. Some kids just go with the flow, they don't worry about it, but other kids that can cause a lot of anxiety.
I think it's a good practice, regardless of the conversation about 18 or not, it's a good practice to sit down with your kids and go through like a decision-making matrix. Like, how do you make decisions? How do you gather information? What's useful? What's not? I know that sounds crazy and basic.
Not me, then. Go ahead.
But I mean, I know some people are listening going, what do you mean? But I'm telling you, these kids often don't know how to gather data and make decisions on that data. Like, there are certain ways to do it so that you limit your liability, risk, and exposure.
Well, the reason I'm giggling is we had decision-making 101 with one of your kids and his wife.
Yeah, I'm probably do it with the rest of them.
Probably do. And like you said, though, it's important for them to be able to know those things. A lot of times, like I told Jackson, if he's trying to decide something, I'll say, make your pros and cons list.
Yeah.
Unless your kid has heard that somewhere, they don't know what that is. They don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
And it's important to put it in writing for them.
Yep.
Or for them to put it in writing.
And that's a good, easy way to do it. And depending on how you want to take it, the way I like to do it is teach them not just pros and cons, but what do you do with the list. The other thing I want to do is let's role play in our head the decision and what the potential outcome of that decision might be. Right. So here's your three choices. All right, let's take choice one. Let's play it out. What does that look like in a year or 5 years?
See, to me, that's part of my pros and cons list.
You're doing it all at the same time. But you want to walk them through that. And I like for them to come to the conclusion of which is best. I think what a lot of people do, and I understand why because it's quicker, is like, you're just like, do this. Trust me. It's the best way to do it. But they don't understand why that decision might be better.
Right. They need to learn decision making 101.
Right. And the other thing is they could be like, well, my parents said do this and I ain't doing it.
And here's the other thing. They may make a pros and cons list or do the whole decision making 101 thing. And it's obvious to us that they should pick option 1.
Yep.
And they pick option 2.
They can.
But that's how people learn.
Yep.
So I don't want to get too much derailed from the original topic.
Okay, let's go back.
Which is expecting the step kid to move out at 18.
Okay.
Or around about then. Now, here's the thing, and I'm going to use myself as an example. I moved out, I think I was 19. I actually got married at 19. Bad idea. Very bad idea. And later in life, something happened. I was divorced, of course, and I ended up in a relationship that wasn't healthy. And when I left that relationship, I found I was pregnant. So I had to build a house. I didn't live in an apartment. And thank God there were options back then. And so I had to move back in with my dad at quite a bit older than 18. I was going to say how old, but then I might not know. That was not
it wasn't your plan?
It wasn't in my plan, but here's the other part of it. You know, you're quite a bit older than 18, and somebody goes, where do you live? With my dad. You know, it's almost like I'm a failure.
Of course.
But here's the kicker. I love my daddy. I love living with my daddy. I even got early in the mornings on purpose.
Some of your other family live with your daddy.
To hang out with my dad before he went to work.
Right.
So for me, it wasn't as big of a deal as it would be for some people.
Yeah. It doesn't look, it doesn't look good from the outside, but you're like, I don't care.
Right. Yeah. So if you're a step parent.
Made your dating life dead, right?
Well, I was pregnant.
You're hot. People don't care.
That's kind of true, but I wasn't really interested in dealing with somebody else at that point. Okay.
Well, you don't have to worry about getting pregnant.
That's true. So if you're a step parent and your step kid is nearing the age of adultness, which is legally 18.
Yeah, I would say it's 30.
Yeah. Don't scare these people. Don't push your partner to push their kid out of the house.
All right, so here we go. Let's role play it.
Okay.
your stepkid turns 18.
Mhm.
You're the I'm the step parent.
Of course, I know what you're gonna say. I know it.
Kid turns 18, and I'm coming to you, and I'm like,
After your 18th
oh,
birthday.
it's the minute after their 18th party.
Okay.
It's 6:31 p.m.
You sure it's not a year before?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm like, he's 18, and he's not going to college. He's not joining the military. He's got a job. Don't you think it's time for him to get out? All right. Let's, for the sake of our discussion, say that Lori has no desire for her little baby to move out.
I don't.
Her little baby.
My baby boy.
Let's assume that the kid does move out, not that day, because I'm on top of it. When you go move out, you're 18. You need to be on your own, like a real man. Go do your thing, whatever. He moves out. What do you think's going to happen?
I'm mad.
Yes, she is not happy.
I'm resentful.
Yep.
Angry.
Mm-hmm. All them little emojis.
Yep.
So yeah.
Because you, in my mind, you forced my son to leave.
Yep. And that could be very much true. And we've seen it happen.
Now, you, being the jokester you are, you started that crap with Jackson when he was 16. And I had to tell you to stop. Just stop. Because
And here he is, 21, still here.
That's going to college. I don't know how much weight what you say carries with him.
I think he knows when it's joking, when it's not.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
But sometimes as a parent, you're like, he's already sitting in his bedroom going, man, they really don't want me here.
No, he's more thick-skinned than that.
Well, that's because I'm his mama.
Is that what it is?
But, I mean, really, that could mess with the kid.
Yep.
It could also cause resentment from the stepkid with you.
Of course, because now he's out struggling.
It's David's fault.
It's all my fault.
Mhm.
Because he pushed me out.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of downside to taking that approach.
This reminds me of also when, say, I married you, you had your kids every other weekend, then all of a sudden something changes and we have them 50-50.
Mhm.
And I'm like, whoa, this ain't what I signed up for.
Mhm.
If you are in a relationship with someone that has kids, the amount of time that person has their kids can change.
Yep.
And if that is a basis for whether you have a relationship with them or not, then don't be in a relationship.
Yeah, that's a bad choice.
Am I right?
Oh yeah, and we've seen times where kids they have the kids every other weekend and all of a sudden they get full custody.
Yep.
We've seen step parents push for full custody and they go, oh my god, what have I done?
Oh yes, we can write a whole book of that. That's another thing. Step parents. Don't push your partner. Let's just do a don't push series. Step parents. Do not push your partner to push their kids out of the house.
Uh-huh.
Do not push your partner to get extra time with their kids. Do not push your partner to get less time with their kids. Do not push.
Yep. So we named your second book.
Yep. Do not push.
Speaking of which, I'm so proud of you.
Are you finally?
I'm always proud of you.
Yeah, you
But y'all, I'm proud of her. Y'all don't know this yet, so don't tell nobody. But she is almost ready to publish her first book. So it is being
You see the proudness in my
it's being reviewed and edited. So it's this year. It'll be this year. I know. Good Lord, y'all got no idea. If y'all never written a book.
Well, it's not just, I mean, it is. It's a big thing. Writing a book, it takes a lot more than I thought it would. Because when we first talked about it, I'm like, oh, I can do that weekend. Well, I started quite a while ago.
Back when I was 20.
Before I got married. So I started it, and it wasn't sitting well with me.
Yeah.
So I revamped it. Like, okay, let's go completely different
Yeah,
angle.
she basically had a book 80% written and then trashed it and started over.
Yep. And then I had that one 89% written. And I'm like, still don't like it. There's something I don't like. But now, after all this time, the Nacho Kids book is coming.
Yep.
Boom. I've already made the cover. I like the cover. You supposed to say I like it too.
I like it too, honey.
And I'm getting there.
Yep.
So we'll see. But
And then finally, ChatGPT will be right because every time you ask ChatGPT about Lori, it's like she wrote the book. I'm like, wait a minute.
not just ChatGPT, but remember the lady that kept saying, yeah, I know you wrote a book. And she was talking about Nacho Kids and bashing it. And she's like, well, I know you wrote a book, but I haven't read it.
Yeah. I'm like,
Well, I haven't read a book, but if I had, you should have read it before you bashed Nacho Kids. Yeah.
So-
Then we find out she's the same one that left her kids to go live with a guy she met on the internet.
yeah. Stay
Oh,
away.
it was crazy.
Yeah, hot mess. But anyway, all that said, if you're a book person, yeah,
Yeah.
it's coming. Maybe we can do an audio book with you reading it.
With my southern accent.
Yeah, people love that.
Oh, that would be
All right, we
hilarious.
derailed it enough. Are we going back or are we putting a bow on this thing?
Would you calm down? Golly. You're the one that got sidetracked. Got me sidetracked. So we're going back. Don't push. Stop it, David. Don't push people. And I know you're thinking, well, if it's my kid, I'm going to push them. How about instead of pushing, you lead?
Oh, you pull them.
No.
Pull them out of the house. I'm going to lead your son out the front door.
Well, I'm surprised you didn't say something because I thought for sure you want to say it.
What's that?
When you were talking about the scenario,
Uh-huh.
the only thing you didn't add to it is your kid, you going to college, your kid isn't going into the military. What you going to do about it?
Oh, yeah, yeah. That was what you would say.
But a lot of times the parents don't know how to guide these kids because they didn't have guidance.
Well-
my parents didn't guide me on, hey, you're 16 now. Have you thought about college? None of that.
Yeah.
I think with us, I don't know about you, but I know for me, it was more like figure it out yourself.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing that I think sometimes is missing is there's not a plan. So that it's like, let's say you were going to move out. Doesn't matter the reason. You're going to move out. Maybe we're both moving. We're probably planning something a year ahead of time. Like, we got to find a place to stay. We got to figure out how much we can afford.
Mhm.
We got to start looking for places. All this. There's a planning process that takes a while.
Right.
An 18-year-old is probably not planning that. It's
They
like
can't. They don't know how.
it's like they turned 18 and all of a sudden it's like, all right, when you moving out? I'm like, wait a minute. Like I don't even know how to move out. I
Right.
don't know that I have to get these licenses or have these things put in my name or have a job for X number of years, or I don't know what a security deposit is, or I don't know how to get a mortgage, or I mean, there's just a bunch of I don't knows.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a plan. And so at the very least, whether they're 18 or not, it would be good to sit down and say, whenever it is you're planning to move out, maybe we should cover some of these things. Because a lot of these kids are like, okay, I hear rent is $2,000 a month. So as soon as I can afford $2,000 a month, I can move out.
If I bring home $2,100 a month, I'm set.
Right.
They don't think about food.
Utilities and
cars,
insurance and all. Yeah. And then they get out there and they're like, holy cow.
And then they move back in.
Yeah. Because they don't know. They don't know what the cost of living truly is.
Now, I will say, first I want to retract that the kids aren't planning. The kids are probably planning to a degree, but
they're saying it. They're like, when I get 18, I'm moving out.
It's the Disneyland plan.
Yeah.
Of I'm going to get out and I'm going to this and I'm going to buy me a $500,000 house tomorrow.
Yeah. I want to live in the same kind or better house than my parents did.
Yep.
Off of McDonald's income.
Yep.
Sorry, McDonald's, but.
Exactly. And then I was going to say something else, but I forgot because you threw me with McDonald's. My stomach was like, ooh, food. Got to feed the chicks. All right. So, I know what I was going to say. And no matter how much you prepare your child, they can still not meet that quota. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. That's how we learn.
Yeah.
I never thought in my life that I would be moving back in with my daddy at much older than 18 and pregnant.
Yeah, that wasn't in your plan. It wasn't in your 20-year plan.
No, it wasn't in the Lori life plan. Nowhere.
Well,
that was not the plan.
If you want I don't care if it's kid or stepkid, if you want them to move out, and I'm not saying at 18, but what are you doing to help them do that?
Right, because pushing them or pushing your partner to push them is not helping.
Right. So having said that, I'm going to go downstairs with Jackson and we're going to come up with a plan for him to move out this year.
No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm already worried about the fact that your child and a girlfriend and a baby are moving back in and that my baby's going to move out because of the chaos, the ruckus.
He's not going to move out because of the chaos, but the timing will be similar.
No, stop. You just trying to not be able to blame it.
I know when he's moving out. He's already told me.
You're lying. You told me he had a motorcycle too the other day.
All right, folks.
No, I'm calling Jackson.
Here it is, live on the podcast.
Live on the podcast. I'm calling my baby boy. Please answer. He might be working. He'd be like, don't call me while I'm working. It's 8:12. Hey, darling, what are you doing? Okay, so David and I are doing a podcast right now. So you are on the podcast, really. David says that you've already discussed with him of when you're moving out. Is that or is that not true? Jackson! Jackson! You've talked to him about moving out?
I didn't say that. I said no comment.
I know what that means.
No, you don't.
It does. It means you don't want to tell me because it's not what's going to make me happy. You've... I should probably just believe everything David says. So you do have a motorcycle.
No comment.
Well, David said it too.
If I said it, it's
and then
true.
David's like, don't tell him I told you. Do you have a motorcycle? He said, oh, we snitching out. See, you have a motorcycle, don't you? Jackson Dale. No comment. Oh, Lord Jesus.
All right, folks, you heard it here first.
I love you. Bye. David, does he have a motorcycle?
Okay, so
David,
let's wrap this up.
does my son have a motorcycle?
Let's wrap this up.
Answer me.
Let's wrap this up.
Why would he tell you that instead of me?
Let's wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Okay, I got to go talk to my baby. My day's ruined. See how happy I was a minute ago? That's what kids can do to you.
So the point of that conversation is to understand
He's got a good relationship with my son.
that you can have a very good relationship with your stepkid to where
Don't you say it.
they love you and are confident in telling you things to help them through life that they can't even tell their own parent.
He's got a freaking motorcycle,
So
doesn't he?
there you go, folks. You heard it here first or last. All right, that's our show for today. Remember, don't push. Like she's trying to push me to tell her stuff. Just don't push.
I'm getting ready to go push my son into the wall until he tells me what's going on with the motorcycle and the moving out. He probably got a girlfriend I don't even know about.
Anyway.
Oh, there's something else?
Join us again next week. Yeah, remember, life is good when you nacho.
Not your own kids. I do want to say that tomorrow, which will be the day before we release this, is my baby boy's 21st birthday.
And he still lives here.
Happy birthday, baby boy. Your mommy loves you.
Your stad Betty does too.
Oh, I don't think you've ever told him you loved him.
I just show it to him. I don't ever tell him.
Oh, okay. All right, y'all. I'm done with today already. I'm going back to bed.
All right.
I dropped my shoe.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. I didn't say life is good when you
Oh, life is good.
when you're nacho. Jackson!